Hello guys, welcome back to another video for today. As always, every single day you're here to pick up the best crypto news, and we have quite a lot. We have quite a lot for you. AJ, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing good, thank you. So still holding that support on the Bitcoin chart, which I'm keeping my eye on a lot of the time. So that's good news. But yeah, as you said, we do have a lot to talk about today.
Yeah, so just skipping through, at first we're going to talk about Solana, some key statistics. Because we were just saying earlier, like why we quite like Solana. So we'll go through some of those reasons, and then we're going to get on to a little bit about how Bitcoin has reacted to what's going on at the moment. We've had some progression from the Fed, and then we're going to finish on Kwon and how he might be losing his house. It's all getting pretty crazy, so make sure that you stay to the end to get all of that top content. So, yeah, AJ, I know we were saying that we were actually talking about our trades earlier for everyone who obviously was not there in the private chat, which is everybody.
Yeah.
So we were saying about I've actually I'm not sure about the market at the moment, and so I was saying I sold some of my positions, but there are a few that I have that I like to keep just as like a very long-term hold, and Solana is one of those. So let's go into a couple of the reasons why. Now, obviously, AJ, I know you got on your screen here. There was a who is this and what is this? You know, what are we seeing on the chart or on the screen?
So this is from the Valkyrie asset management firm, and these are what they believe to be the biggest cryptos. And this shows us the percentage return over, the past week, the past month, the past 3 months, the year to date, and over the year. And I just found it quite interesting that everything, well, almost everything was in a percentage loss. Apart from Solana on the 1 year, over a 1 year period, Solana is in 14.83% profit, compared to the likes of Bitcoin, which is in a minus percentage of 31.83, Ethereum at 38.41. So yeah, I just thought this was quite interesting that Solana is doing so well compared to all the other cryptos, and Solana is a big competitor of Ethereum, I believe, and in the future it's going to be even bigger of a competitor. And the stats prove that as well.
Well, when it came out, it was always deemed as being like the Ethereum killer, which is interesting. That I do think there will be further down the line. At the moment, I very much see it to be similar to, like everyone used to use Ask Jeeves or like Yahoo. If you're old enough to remember that beginning stage of the internet, and obviously now it's Google. And because some of the stats on Solana are pretty crazy in terms of the transaction speeds, the costs. Have you got any of those, AJ?
Yeah, so as you said, the transaction speed is extremely fast. I know that they create 400 a block every 400 milliseconds. It's got sub-second confirmations and has a transaction speed at the moment of 74,000. It's past Ethereum in terms of block count, and it's also got 1,700 validators, ensuring the network's security and stability. So there's a lot of security around the Solana network, which I think that's a really good aspect for them to have. They've also got, compared to Ethereum's transaction fees, they've also got very, very low transaction fees, costing around $10 for every 1 million transactions. And Ethereum has, I think it's like $2 per transaction. So you can see the difference there.
The gas fees are unreal, and anyone who's like, what was the recent? There was a launch. I can't remember exactly what it was, but there was a recent launch of NFTs, and the transaction fees were insane. I think it was something to do with the Bored Ape Yacht Club. But yeah, like the fees on the gas fees are horrible. I remember I was like, I thought, I'll start buying some NFTs or just at least have a look. And this is one of the reasons actually why I quite like Solana, just because they have quite a good up and coming marketplace in my mind, and I'll show you that now. Like
Yeah,
the
I do
NFTs.
think they are a very
Sorry.
big competitor for Ethereum. You know.
Ah, absolutely. I mean, I'm on Magic Eden. You know, this is one that personally I like. So OK Bears, did you actually hear? There was a not OK Bears launched on Ethereum on OpenSea as like a copycat to OK Bears, and then that
Yeah,
got taken down by OpenSea.
yeah,
Mad. But you can see, you know, in terms of the volume of Solana, 24 hours, 211,000 Solana. So still like quite high volumes. I know it's not the same as Ethereum, but I always think that like Ethereum at the moment and the NFT world that that exists in, that's more for like those high class, not high class, but like high ticket celebrities, the people who have massive wallets. And I
yeah,
think at some point, the people who are flipping them, they're going to want to flip somewhere else. And to be honest, I know a lot of people on a lot of chains and projects like to bring out their own NFT marketplace. I don't know exactly, why. I know it's a big market, but I think Solana is going to be the next place that these guys who flip go to. And then once the people who have loads of money and have bought loads of NFTs, they're just, there's going to get to a point where they're looking for the next best thing, and I think that's going to be Solana, especially as they're holding their crypto punks and trading volume goes down, or they're holding all of these big famous NFT projects. I think we're going to see something like Solana become the next go-to place.
yeah. Definitely. I agree with you on that one.
And you can also see, like, the prices are pretty good. I mean, flipping NFTs seems like quite a good business. I mean,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
maybe just trading coins. Whoa, hang on. Oh, maybe just trading coins is not the best way to go. I might have been duped here. But just going through, some of the popular collections, we've seen them up here. They do look quite cool. Some copycats, obviously, but then
yeah,
on top of that, they also have Star Atlas as one of the most highly anticipated games. Well, I would say probably on all of the play to earn, irrespective of what blockchain. But I think especially on Solana, there's a ton, and this is what kind of like we see lots of developers on there. We see different ways to kind of compare what's a good NFT. And I do think the NFT bubble, in a way, has to pop, and everything will reduce in price. And at that stage, it's going to become much more diversified. I think we will see a lot of volume moving into places like Solana.
yeah. Definitely.
Was there anything else you wanted to add on in terms of Solana here, AJ?
We can have a quick look at the Solana chart. So, taking a look at the Solana chart, you can see that we have broken this. Unfortunately, we broke through this major support level here, which I was looking at, this blue area here. You can see previously we have had lots of support and resistance at this level. Unfortunately, we did break through that. I said that we were going to, if we did break that level, we were going to come down to that approximately 56, 55. We couldn't find support there, and we did break down. For the next level, I was looking at that $23 level approximately. That was very, very strong support in the past. Unfortunately, we haven't come down to that point, because that was going to be where I was going to, increase my bags on Solana a lot. We didn't quite come down to that area, but we now are testing that previous support level as resistance, like we did back here at the previous all-time highs back in May 2021. So, we are just testing that resistance right now. Whether we break it or not, I am unsure. But if we do break it, I think we can then start using that as support. If we do see a rejection, then I think, there's still a possibility that we can come down to that $24 level.
Yeah, it does feel like we're kind of in a bit of a winter phase for crypto.
Yeah.
It does feel quite cold. I don't know how far
Does,
or how long the winter is going to last.
Yeah. I think there could be, a possibility that we can, consolidate throughout the rest of this year sideways. I think that is something that could happen. You know, just with the Bitcoin chart, I think if I take a look at the Bitcoin chart, I think, you know, trading along this area for, you know, the next few months is a big possibility, because, you know, there's so much fear in the market and there's nothing really happening, you know, in terms of the market, apart from this lunar situation that's really going to move the market. So at this moment, I think we are just going to be consolidating sideways for the time being. There is something that I wanted to touch on, and that is that the Bitcoin dominance has actually hit a year-to-date high, just shy of 40%. The chart says 45%. Sorry, so the chart says right now that we are sat at 44.64%, and that's a big deal, considering that the altcoins have got crushed, and there has been, you know, a big move to safety. So, you know, it makes perfect sense, you know, seeing the Bitcoin dominance increase. But there is some more interesting stuff that I wanted to mention as well. And another bit of good news is that this on-chain analysis that you can see here is that this shows that miners are holding around 1.859 million Bitcoin. And before I looked at the chart from Crypto Quant, I think this is from Crypto Quant, Crypto Quant, I didn't think, you know, we would see this so high, you know, miners holding this much. So taking a look at this blue line here, you can see that since the start of this year, the amount that miners have been holding has been increasing, even though the price has been, you know, going up and down and up and down. So this is a year-to-date chart. From here is year-to-date, and you know, sorry, I'm losing my speech here.
That's all right.
And yeah, so next I want to look at the Bitcoin inflows as well. So over the last week, there was a big week for Bitcoin. This inflow chart just shows you that people were buying the dip despite all the weakness in the market at the moment. So there was a $298.6 million was being pumped into Bitcoin. And some people were buying the dip. This clearly shows. But there was a drain of 26.7 million from Ethereum, as you can see here. And, you know,
I think that's more, that is like you said, it's a bit of a flight to safety, because, like, obviously, you know, with DeFi, the whole Luna thing, I know someone's just commented saying that Luna is flying back up, and, you know, it's at the bottom. You know, you can only really go one direction if people still believe in it, you know, or it's either at zero, which it pretty much was. But one thing I think that, especially the Bitcoin dominance, is only going to grow as people are slightly unsure as to, should I be invested in DeFi? And obviously yesterday we showed that DeFi total value locked was pretty much halved in the past week, which is, you know, crazy. And so where do people want to put their money? It's like in the traditional markets, everyone just goes for gold. If there's like the COVID crash, gold shot up to like nearly $2,000. And I think we're seeing that in Bitcoin as well, as like the crypto equivalent.
Yeah, and you can see it in the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart. So this chart that you can see on my screen now shows how much Bitcoin you can buy per one Ethereum. And, you know, since Since the start of this year, you can see that people have been, you know, moving away from Ethereum and putting it into safer assets like Bitcoin. You can see that we have seen the percentage come down around 16%, and it has come down to almost 18%. So you can see that people are doing the right thing. I think they are doing the right thing, you know, getting into safer assets, because the market is so, you know, in so much fear right now, since, you know, pretty much since the start of this year.
Well, and
So
also I
yeah,
want to show you this here. So this, that's all good. So yeah, I wanted to just show you this. So recently, like I said yesterday, there was some news from the Fed. So I covered that in yesterday's video. Make sure that you watch that if you haven't already. But what we have seen so far is a rate hike of 0.75 basis points. So that's like 75 basis points, 0.75%. There was a 25 basis point increase earlier in the year. We're now expecting to have a 50 basis points. So generally, I think it's around like 44% of the market believe that we will have 50 basis points increase as a rate hike. Now, this is going to be from the Fed, who ultimately, this biggest market in the world. They do generally control the financial markets, just because it's the most liquid. So the expectation, and that is the expectation, I should say, is 50 basis point hikes from the Fed. Now, what Jerome Powell said, I believe it was late yesterday or early this morning, was that they want to follow what the markets actually expect, which is I guess it's a good thing. It means that the markets are currently pricing in what's going to happen. Later on in the year, it may be that if inflation starts to come down and their estimates become more accurate, it could be that we don't have the final 50 basis point increase. It could be a 25 basis point increase. And if that happens, we're going to see a lot more momentum in the general markets and more of a, should we say, frivolous way of spending, getting involved in crypto, buying back into tech, like kind of tech and risky assets, should we call them? And so that's what I wanted to kind of highlight here. So we do have to be aware. And again, just like AJ, you said there, how much was it in millions? It was like 298 million last week or something.
Yeah,
Into Bitcoin.
298.6 million into Bitcoin. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's these big institutions, because that's institutional inflows. It's these big inflows that's what's given Bitcoin its dominance, and that's really what's kind of helping support the market at a rough, at a, should we say, fairly steady place. So that's something that I think we should all be watching. As we see more and more information coming from the Fed. But yeah, estimates are in the region of 2 to 3% range, which, and again, yeah, just like I said, futures markets have now priced into 3.25. So that will be what we're expecting. So if we're pricing in 3.25 and we end up at around 2.5, that's going to be very, very good for the market itself. So I just wanted to touch on that. Next, we do have some big news that a major Korean law firm is set to sue Kwon after UST collapse. So they're obviously suing for damages because there's a lot of people who've lost money as a result. So LKB and Partners has reportedly decided to sue Kwon on behalf of investors who lost money in the UST collapse. You know how, AJ, yesterday we saw that the Congress, I believe it is, in South Korea wanted Kwon's head. They want him to come and answer for what happened, because then they can begin prosecuting and stuff. I don't know how many more of these we're going to see. There's cases coming out left, right, and center, and they also decided to attach an order to seize Kwon's properties. So he might be homeless after this and having to go to court. Yeah. It's a real mess up. It's unbelievable. But I think it's almost, in a way, it's quite a good thing. This happening at this time, as well as a bit of a crypto winter, I think it's going to shake out a lot of the scammers, and I think it's also going to shake out a lot of the weaker hands, should we say? People are like, oh my god, crypto's crazy. Those type of people probably will leave the markets and maybe not come back. But also, I think most importantly, a lot of the scammers are probably going to be a little bit scared as well, and think, okay, well, Like this guy's now losing his house. He's in, he's in court in Korea, and he's been sued by pretty much everyone. I think that's going to be, quite good, especially like I don't know if you saw this, AJ. It was so far in 2022, there has been more money taken from DeFi projects than combining 2020 and 2021 together. It's
Wow.
absolutely insane. Absolutely
That's
insane.
yeah.
And even like, one of the parties, North Korea, they took 623 million or something from Axie Infinity, which is a, massive hack. But I'm hoping that, this is going to shed light on increased security and people being a little bit more, I guess, aware of what's going on and aware of what is or isn't, good in the crypto market. And if they do that, then there'll be less investments in these really bad, dodgy blockchains. And then there'll be less people getting scammed, less bad, bad FUD. And that should, in theory, leave us with good investors who like crypto and don't get scammed. So hence, all stick around, which I think is going to be us. And you guys watching as well.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's where we want to go to. So there's that, and then there's just a final. Do you want to tell them about the old giveaway? Have you got it up on your screen, or do you want me to? Yeah,
I do have it up on my screen. Yes. So we did have that we did have that $500 worth of Bitcoin giveaway over on Twitter. We wanted to get to 200 followers over on Twitter, and all you had to do was like, retweet, follow, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and comment your wallet address below. So I have put all the information into this Twitter picker, and we will see who the winner is.
Yes.
So here
it was
are
Michael last time, wasn't it?
Yes. Here are all the entries.
Here we go.
Begin draw.
Who is the winner?
And
who is it?
There.
I can't see that.
Chuck. I'm going to get this completely
give
wrong.
Give it a go. I want to hear it.
Chuck will Valtin.
Nice. Good. Do we have their wallet address?
Right. Yes, we do. We'll have to go. I'll have to go over.
Yeah, we'll go have a look at that on Twitter afterwards,
and make sure he gets that. But congratulations for winning the $500 worth of Bitcoin.
Yes, there we go. And like I said, we will have a drop a comment. I said this yesterday, but I'll say it again. Drop a comment, and if there is a when we get to a certain, if there's a particular prize, I know everyone's going to be crazy, but we'll take some suggestions with regards to any particular coins. If there's something that everybody wants, we'll try and work to that, and we'll have that maybe 40,000 subscribers on YouTube. We'll go away and we'll talk about it, but we'll definitely do another one on Twitter. So that's $1,000 worth of Bitcoin we've given away so far. Yeah. Got some pretty happy followers. Yeah. So guys, make sure that you are also one of those guys. If you do want to, or guys or girls, if you do want to win some crypto, make sure that you like the channel and also follow us over on Twitter as well. And when we do our next giveaway, make sure you retweet it and just follow those steps in there. And you could be in with a chance of winning some Bitcoin. Yeah. Good. All right, guys, trade safe and always use a stop loss. And I hope that you enjoyed the video. Yeah, as always, I'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Thank you.